Have you ever canoed down a babbling brook?
No, but I have cried at a Taco Bell.
Oh, same thing. Listen up, campers.
It's time to buckle up, pitch a tent, and take a hike.
Because Camp Counselors is a variety show.
So prepare for a good old-fashioned kumbaya,
Weird news
hot gossip,
and scary stories around the campfire.
so spooky.
Is this podcast even about camping?
No, but it is camp. This is Camp Counselors.
Hey, happy campers!
Welcome back to Camp Shady Birch.
It is week 44, but we are not at Camp Shady Birch.
Well, Camp Shady Birch is a metaphorical state of mind.
Right, but physically we are.
We're in a different filming location.
Yes, if you're watching on YouTube, it is evident.
Yeah, but we brought the filming equipment with us because we are in Massachusetts for the next couple of weeks, y'all.
That's right, baby.
I'm back home on the East Coast, and I feel incredible.
Doesn't it feel so nautical?
It does, and I'm looking at you right now from across the room, and we're sitting a lot further apart than we normally do, but you're looking really sun-kissed.
Thank you. You as well. Kissed by the sun.
I know. I'm so scared it's gonna peel.
I know it's going to peel.
I peel so bad always with a little bit of a sun.
But you peel and then you're tan. You're like a little bronze.
Not really. Kind of. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. If I peel and I stay the tan, I'm okay.
Well, then you look at me and then I peel and it just goes right back to computer paper white.
Well, we got to keep it moving. We got to keep it staying in the sun. But it's kind of been like a rainy summer here so far. It's kind of been a rainy summer for a lot of people on the East Coast.
Yeah. Today was like pouring this morning.
I know. The next couple of days will be sunny, so we'll get some more summer vibes. So welcome back, everybody, to Camp Shady Birch and the Camp Counselor podcast. I am Counselor Zachariah.
I am Counselor Jonathan.
Strap in for an incredible show. So let's explain to the campers why we're here. So we moved in together for the first time ever. It's been a year
Yes.
of living together. So I moved from Massachusetts. You moved from Philadelphia. And we met in the middle into beautiful Brooklyn, New York. But when we first moved to Brooklyn in July last year, it was a huge transition.
Yeah, there was a lot of big changes.
Yeah, and I think I was a little jealous of all of my friends at the beach, all of my family hanging out. And I just missed New England in the summer.
And I love New England in the summer. So I'm like, I love where this idea is going.
So I was like, let's rent a house just for like a month in July to enjoy just some summer vibes. So I booked this Airbnb back in like, I don't know, like February, something like that.
It was a while ago. You were like, that's it. I've had it. We are getting out of here in the summer.
And it snuck up on us so quick.
It really did.
And we were in the middle of the podcast. We were like, wait, should we take a break? And they were like, no, we're just going to take this on the road, like Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah.
If the antiques can go on the road, why can't these old
we?
bitches?
Seriously.
So we're here and we're super excited to be here. So let's just discuss, what is the summer vibe in Massachusetts?
I would say the summer vibe is, it's giving lighthouse, it's giving coastal grandmother.
Yeah, it's definitely giving coastal grandmother. I'm like really into this coastal grandmother trend.
I wish I would have worn my white linen.
Well, babe, there's multiple episodes coming.
Oh, true. Keep your eyes peeled for some white linen on this podcast.
You can pull out the coastal grandmother gam. But the thing is with coastal grandmother, it has like a richness and a chic je ne sais quoi. It's giving Diane Keaton. It's giving hydrangeas, fresh linen, Chardonnay, steamers by the beach.
Yeah, it's giving rubies somewhere in the cupboard. It's giving old money. It's giving divorcee, possibly.
It's giving saltwater pearls.
Yes,
But
100%.
I don't know if we are like typically like we like have moments of being coastal grandmother, but I think we're definitely more beach gam.
When what is beach gam gam?
Beach gam is a woman who puts on her big blue moo.
Okay.
She cuts open a giant watermelon and she says, "We're putting corn on the cob on the grill, and I bought some flank steak on sale, and we're gonna lay out and we're gonna turn leather."
And the sandwiches are wrapped in tinfoil.
Yeah, but honestly, a sandwich wrapped in tinfoil is so iconic. Like if someone hands you a sandwich wrapped in tinfoil, you're going to enjoy it.
Bitch, it's gonna be good.
It's going to be the best sandwich of your life.
Yes.
We do see a lot of like coastal grandmothers, just coastal women, coastal people in general walking by who really have the aesthetic down to a T. They have the vineyard vines on, they have their Sperry's, and they got it moving. And then we're just like walking around in big I don't know, tie-dye t-shirts like, hey y'all.
I can't even spell Lily Pulitzer.
But we do wave at everybody because that's a part of the small town etiquette that isn't New York.
True. And I also do think people on the street are confused because this house was for sale. And I'm pretty sure they bought it just like as is with all the furniture in it. And we're one of the first custies. One of the first Airbnb custies to stay here. So I think people are like, what is this? What's going on? Are these the new neighbors?
I know these poor neighbors because we're like the third people that have stayed here. They're like, why are people just keep coming in and out of this house? And we're like, hey, because we wave. Because that's what you do in a small town.
Yeah, you wave.
In New York, you don't wave.
No.
You don't wave when you look past people. You keep your head down and you keep it moving. But when you're in the suburbs, when you're in a cute little town, you got to wave at everybody. You got to say good morning. You got to say hello. The Dunkin' that we go to in Brooklyn, the girl puts one AirPod in. She refuses to stare at us. She is so mean to us. Like, we can't even get a smile out of this girl. But we come here and they're like, hey, y'all, good morning.
We were there the other day and the girl who was in front of us at the drive-thru pulled off. And if you guys know anything about drive-thru etiquette, that just messes everything up for everyone behind. So when we pulled up to the window, she had like 4 bags of food and they thought that it was us. And you were like, oh no, she pulled away. And they were jovial with a capital J. Like, I was like, how are you guys so jolly about the situation that's at hand?
It must have been an emergency though.
Yeah, maybe she forgot her wallet. It was taking a little bit of a long time. It was leisurely. Everybody was on like their leisurely drive-through bullshit that day.
Yeah, people around here typically tend to mosey.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get into my mosey era, but I'm just like not mosey by nature.
No.
I'm a speed demon.
You are.
Everywhere's got to go. I need a schedule. I have an itinerary. I have places to be. And if things run 5 minutes over, I'm 5 minutes full of panic.
Yeah, I think your mosey maximum is ending at 9 a.m. Like after that, you're no longer moseying.
I know. I can't mosey while the sun's up. It's impossible. We have done a couple cute activities so far. A lot of the first week we've been here has been filled with catching up with my family and friends. It's going to be a lot of that this summer. You're a saint for putting up with it. And I promise when we go back to Philly, everyone that wants to see you and spend time with you, I will put on my bells and whistles and my perfect church shoes and I will smile and tap dance like Shirley Temple the entire day because you are a saint for doing this all summer.
I love all of your friends. I love your entire family. And I'm not just saying that because I know most of them are listening.
Well, he's just saying
no,
that
I'm serious.
He's just saying that because a couple of them have boats. And we've been on 2 boats already. Listen, I don't care. You can be a dickhead to me all you want. If you got a boat, hey, it's all behind me. I'm going to forgive, I'm going to forget.
Yeah. It's so easy to do that when you're leaving the bayou.
I know. Well, listen, so I've been on 2 boats. One of them, my cousin's boat. I love him so much. And he's easy to hang out with.
Yeah, 100%. Him and his wife. And we were going out to see the sunset. Nobody told me that the sun was setting behind me. My back was towards it.
Let me give some local spots for the people that do listen from like my hometown. So we were leaving Padenham Harbor in Dartmouth and we were out to go see Cuddy Hunk and we were on his boat. So no, listen, if you don't know, you don't know. You don't care. But if you're listening and someone's mentioning a location that you're aware of, it's like, oh, I know. So let me just say it.
Okay, go ahead.
So we were going out to Cuddy Hunk Island and it was like a nice sunset cruise. It was beautiful out. We had our, what did we have? What were we drinking?
I think just White Claws.
Yeah, a couple White Claws on the boat. You know how we do.
Yeah.
And we headed out to the water and it was sitting there. We're beautiful. It's great. It's amazing. And then there's this like fog rolling in. It wasn't rain, you guys. It was fog. And we were like, oh, it's kind of like concerning, but whatever. And within 20 minutes of us just kind of like floating on the water, the fog rolled in so thick and deep. It was a blanket of fog over our boat, which is like very scary for visibility issues.
We were thickly settled. I will say that.
That was thickly settled.
That was 100% thickly settled. And I mean, when we go on planes, I'm assuming the pilots can't really see anything and they're just trusting their instruments, their Texas Instruments, their TI calculators. So I assume that's kind of what we were doing also. So I was like, okay, like this is fine. Like Captain's been through this before.
Yeah, but the thing is like a plane, like everyone is certified and regular up there, okay? Like everyone's moving at the appropriate altitude. Like it's a science. The boats, you got to hope that everyone's kind of just like playing by the rules here. They have a little like sonar detector. It's looking like Battleship over there. And little things will pop up when things are coming. But we had to go really slow on the way back. And like I don't know, my cousin, he knows what he's doing. There was another girl, like one of their friends on the boat. She was very aware of like how to like run a boat. His wife, everyone was like all hands on deck, Pirates of the Caribbean style. Us two gays in the back seat or on the back of the boat, like clapping and waving. We're like, we don't know how to contribute. First of all, I can't swim. Where are the life vests?
Oh, I had them located. You were in the bathroom.
Why was
I
someone
did
telling
locate
me?
them. That's a great question. I knew where they were.
Yeah, I didn't know where they were. So we're going like 20 miles an hour back to shore, and we're keeping an eye on the scanner. Jonathan's looking out the back, making sure no boat comes up on us.
I'm vlogging on the poop deck.
Yeah, that'll be on the vlog. You guys wait for that one on Patreon.
When it started getting really bad, I had to put the camera down because I was like, okay, this is no longer like a fun little vloggy moment. Like, we need to get out of here because it was getting dark, and it was getting dark fast. You guys, it was scary.
And my cousin was like playing it cool, but I could tell he was a little stressed out by it because he's like, I just want to make sure everyone's safe. My wife is literally 8 months pregnant, and the two fags in the back, they can't even swim. Well, you can swim.
Right. I can swim all the way to the dock without my noodle. Let that be known.
I know. With all that to say is we did survive because that's how you're here.
And then the second we like passed Skull Island or whatever the hell it was, it's like clear as day. I was like, oh, is it brighter than it was when the sun was up?
I'm no meteorologist, but there is something to do with pressure and water and air and heat and cooling.
And don't forget about the cold fronts.
Yeah, there's cold fronts, there's hot fronts, there's warm fronts, there's even mid to warm cold fronts.
There's
I'm not even sure what I'm saying right now, but all that to say is if you're on a boat, calm down and make sure that everyone on the boat is equipped and ready to take care of you, because if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
On the second boat that we went on to, that was different. That was a pontoon on the river. Much more my speed. Have you guys ever been on a pontoon boat?
It's like the lazy river of the bay.
Yeah, I am 28 years old. First time on a pontoon, and everyone's like, "Have you never been on a pontoon?" Especially where I'm from, like everyone here, like they're on boats. We're on the water. If you don't know what a pontoon is, you guys, it's essentially a living room on the water. It's giving sectionals.
Yeah.
It's a boat made of sectional couches.
Yes.
Much more my speed. I think the top speed you can even go on a pontoon is like 20 miles an hour.
I think you can go a little bit faster than that, but he was going at like such a pristine
15 miles an hour.
How many knots is that?
I don't know. I can't tie a shoe. So actually, I can't tie a shoe. You can't lace a shoe.
Don't call me out.
It was comfortable. So that was on my friend Amanda and her husband Zach. It was like Zach's cousins.
Yeah.
Shout out the Wilkinsons. Thanks for putting us on your boat.
I know, it's so fun. We had all the chips, all the dips.
So guess what I brought, guys? Listen. So Emma texted me. She's like, "Hey, do you want to come on the boat if it's okay Sunday?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." I was like, "What can I bring?" Because like I can only bring good vibes, but I want to bring some food as well. And she was like, "Well, just bring some appetizers." Can I tell you guys what I brought?
You're gonna tell us anyway.
I know. I think I did a good job.
Yeah, I think you did a fantastic job.
I brought sliced watermelon.
Sliced to perfection.
Yeah, cubed watermelon. Then I brought Ruffles chips and a big tub of the hell of a good sour cream and onion dip. You know me.
Exquisite.
It's a crowd pleaser.
It is.
And then I went as far as to make little pigs in a blanket. And I brought a little mustard.
They were like big pigs in a blanket. Those were feral hogs in a blanket.
Yeah, and I thought they were going to be smaller. Maybe there's such a thing as smaller croissants. I could have cut the dough a little bit. Maybe I should have sliced the dough. That's what I should have done.
Slice the dough.
I should have sliced the croissants in half, then rolled them that way. Hey, I think that's what I did wrong.
Maybe. Well, I don't think not a single person was complaining. Pigs in a blanket is usually like the size of your thumb. These ones were the size of like my foot.
Yeah, but I brought 15 and there was 4 left.
Yeah, I think there's 4 left. They're right over there on the counter. I'm looking at them.
We're not going to eat them. They've been sitting in a bag in a container for the last 24 hours.
In direct sunlight for a lot of the day yesterday as well.
They gotta go. But we did enjoy ourselves there. And then Jonathan, tell the campers what you experienced for the first time yesterday. First time for me on a pontoon. First time for you having a what?
I thought you were talking about me going to Subway.
No, because you never been to Subway before?
I've been to Subway, but it's been years. But I was nervous going in, and I didn't. They knew I was like not a Subweetian.
Subweetian smell fear.
Yeah, but it was my very first mud slide.
I can't believe that. Is this a regional thing? Have you guys never had mudslides?
No,
before?
I don't think that's true. I think it's just one of those things that I just like haven't really had, or maybe it's just more popular over here because they have mudslides. Like I've heard of it, I just didn't know what it was. I guess in my head, I don't think I knew it was alcoholic. I thought it was just like a milkshake, I guess.
It's the alcoholic milkshake.
What's in it? It's Bailey's from
Kahlua,
a shoe. Kahlua.
Vanilla vodka, maybe. I don't know. Everyone can make it a different way.
And they put the chocolate syrup on the outside.
A little bit of ice cream.
Yeah, a little bit of ice cream with homemade whipped cream. I slurped mine down so quickly. And in my head, I'm thinking Bailey's. I'm like, okay, I've had Bailey's in a coffee before where it's like 90% coffee and like 5% Bailey's and 5% good luck. And you don't put it in there really to like get drunk or anything. So I was like, this can't be that boozy. Boys, it was boozy.
Were you feeling lit after your mudslide?
I was feeling like I could mudslide right out of my chair.
Ew.
Well, yeah, mudslide's kind of like a gross nice name for it.
I didn't get one, you guys, because I know my stomach. I know my truth.
Yeah.
I stuck with my Tito's Mule. I'm on my Tito's Mule kick right now. It's simple. It's got ginger. It settles the stomach. Ginger settles the stomach. So when you drink and have ginger, there you go.
And that was the other thing, was a couple days before, just because we've been on like our coastal grandmother bullshit. What does a coastal grandmother order at a restaurant?
Chardonnay.
Correct. But these two coastal grandmothers
That's why we're not coastal grandmothers.
ordered a pitcher of margaritas.
We're river gam gams.
Yes, we're river gam gams. That gave me such bad indigestion. And I really just think like I just have to prepare myself for the next day, because I am 30. I am no longer the young buck that I used to be. So I had to start off my day with Pepto-Bismol, and that's just what it was.
I think we also need to like get on this track of like eating a little bit more regular, because right now it's just been like vacation mode, and I wake up every day and my colon doesn't know how to operate. I need to re-enter some like roughage. I need some kale. I need some arugula. I need to like have a tomato, and maybe I'll calm down, because you can't just have eggplant fries and mudslides every day.
This is true. Although we did try to make a salad yesterday, and somehow we ended up at hibachi. I literally thawed the salmon, and next thing I know, I'm sitting at a hibachi table, being thrown shrimp in my mouth.
I'm not going to defend this, okay? I like hibachi. If it's available, I'm going to go to it. And the thing about hibachi is it's the freshest of all dining experiences, because they're cooking it directly in front of you. So it doesn't really sit in you heavy. It's basically farm to table.
Hey, it is farm to table.
Hibachi is the farm to table of corporate America, okay? Go to Benihana right now. They're sponsoring this episode. Thank you to Benihana for sponsoring Camp Counselors. We have an honorary Benihana cabin.
We weren't even at Benihana.
I know, but everyone knows what Benihana is.
We were at Gabihana.
Oh, God. Anyways, strap in, everybody. This is going to be our first episode of Camp Counselors off-site. How exciting. Attention, campers. Please meet at the old flagpole under the tall pine for morning announcements. Attention, campers. Morning announcements. Due to popular demand, sandwiches, sunset pontoon cruises are back and better than ever. Space is limited, so go down to cabin 14 to check in and reserve your spot for one of Camp Shady Birch's most highly anticipated events of the year.
That being said, there are only 3 spots.
And we have 1 and 2.
And sandwich is the 3rd.
Oh, no. Well, we could put one of those hot dog rafts on the back.
Oh, fun.
And then we can have campers back there.
Perfect.
Guys, we call it a pontoon, but really it's just 4 logs tied together with Jonathan's incredible rope knotting skills. Anyways, welcome back to Morning Announcements. This is the part of the show where we share articles that you might have missed that we feel like you should know about, so you can share with your friends and family. Because there's nothing better than having a good story saying, hey guys, did you hear this? I love sharing stuff like that.
I 100% agree. And the one time your friend Carly said she learned so much on this podcast, I said, you know what? God damn it. Are we not an institution?
Oh my God, we are the fundamental institution of the camping community.
With all that being said, should I go first?
Yeah, you go first. You have a good article this week?
So my article is coming from yahoonews.com.
Credible.
Let's get back on Yahoo, you guys. Why did they just get like the shit end of the stick?
My first email address ever was a Yahoo.
Do you remember what it was?
It was like, should I say it?
No.
It was my name and some numbers at yahoo.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it was yahoo.com at first. My nana was MSN.
And you know what's so, as I say this, I'm saying like, let's give Yahoo a chance. But when someone gives me their email and it's a Yahoo email, there's a little red flag. And that's my own judgment.
Yahoo is to Samsung as Gmail is to Apple.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Listen, everyone, hey, don't yuck anybody's yum, but get on Gmail. What is your Yahoo article this week? Let them have a chance. Give them their spot.
Okay, Yahoo News. Thank you so much, Yahoo News. This episode is not sponsored by Yahoo News.
It's sponsored by Benihana.
So this article is titled, Mexican Mayor Weds Reptile and Couldn't Be Happier.
Oh, congrats to the happy couple.
So I read this and I was like, whoa.
Okay.
So I just simply had to learn more. So the mayor, his name is Victor Hugo Sosa, and he is the mayor of a town in Mexico. I'm not even going to try to butcher the name of it. So it's a town in Mexico.
Okay.
And he married a caiman, which is a reptile that closely resembles an alligator. or it might be like a subsidiary of an alligator.
How big is a
perhaps.
caiman? Can you give me is it an ottoman? Is it a sofa?
Smaller than an ottoman,
Bigger than a bread box?
bigger than a bread box.
Okay.
That is for sure. It's like larger than a cat, smaller than a dog.
German Shepherd.
Not quite that large.
Corgi?
Yes, corgi, but like the length of a corgi, but the skinniness of a wiener dog.
Is it like one of those cobras that walks around like those lizards? They're very popular. They have a long tongue.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Anyways, just keep going. I'm going to visualize it in my head.
Imagine a young alligator, like a
Okay.
first grade alligator.
A teenage alligator.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect. We'll go with that. And I said that they're called humans.
Mhm.
I could be saying that wrong, but I don't hear. So this alligator has a name. Do you want to guess what it is? The bride.
Francesca.
No, that's a pretty name.
Esmeralda.
No, you love that name.
I love an Ezzy.
No, her name is Alicia Adriana.
Wait, first of all, stunning.
Okay, she has pictures of boys in her locker.
Alicia Adriana is the girl that comes to school with the newest. She had the pink razor.
Yeah.
She had a juicy sweatsuit. Her mom was really cool, but her parents split up when she was really young, and she visits her dad every summer in Orlando.
And she smells like cigarettes every single day, but you'll never catch her actually smoking.
Yeah, and now she has 3 kids, and you catch up with her on Facebook, and you see her at the grocery store once in a while, and she just always brings good energy. We love Alicia.
She over facetunes her photos, and she's so stunning in person that you just want to shake her and be like,
Alicia, stop.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah, and Alicia, she needs to get over that because she is beautiful inside and out. But I can tell there's too much softening around the cheekbone.
Yeah, and it like doesn't look like her, but she's prettier in person. Alicia Adriana, we love you so much. You don't have to conform, I promise. So anyway, the mayor, Victor, was in his traditional wedding attire in like a normal suit. No, it was like whatever the the traditional Mexican garb for a wedding would be.
Okay.
Not quite a tux, but he was like covering it in a lot of the photos. And I will put one up right here if you're watching on YouTube. And she was, I kid you not, wearing a white wedding gown on her big day.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that a lot.
She looked stunning.
I like animals in costume.
Yeah, it did start to like set in where I was like, oh, okay, there was a real wedding here with a man and a reptile.
Why did they have a wedding?
So I will get to that 1 second. Thank you so much for asking. During the wedding, Victor stated, quote, "I accept responsibility because we love each other. That is what is important. You can't have a marriage without love. I yield to marriage with the princess girl." And that's what they kept calling her, was the princess girl. Like the entire town was like, princess girl, yes queen, we love you, princess girl. So I also like, not trying to step on any toes, but this is actually a traditional ritual that I had no idea about, so I kind of want to read it verbatim.
Yeah.
So if this sounds a little robotic, it's just because I don't want to mess anything up. So, marriage between a man and a female caiman have happened here for 230 years to commemorate the day between 2 indigenous groups that came to peace with a marriage. That is beautiful.
Okay.
Tradition has it that the frictions were overcome when a Chantal king, embodied these days by a mayor, wedded a princess girl, there's our princess girl, of an indigenous group represented by a female alligator. Why the female alligator? Yahoo News did not explain to me, but I think it's interesting.
Yeah, definitely culturally interesting for sure.
So before the wedding, Alicia was dressed in a green skirt, a colorful hand-embroidered tunic, and a headdress of ribbons and sequins. There was no photo of this. I wish there was.
Oh no, I want to see it so bad.
I know. Maybe I can actually like do some more digging because I didn't look any further than yahoonews.com. So maybe I can go off of yahoonews.com. Maybe Google if I have to, but God, I don't want to use Google.
So that initial outfit was like her rehearsal dinner outfit?
Yes. Essentially her rehearsal dinner outfit. But instead of a rehearsal dinner, she's taken around the entire town. Like the mayor and his team of groomsmen, I suppose, take her around door to door. I'm not even kidding you. Every single person gets the opportunity to dance with Princess Girl, Alicia Alopecia.
Did they get to pick her song? Do you get to pick her song, or does she pick it?
There is a traditional song that she did not get to pick. And honestly, her snout was tied shut, so I don't think she got to do a lot of opinion making in this process.
Oh no, I would if it was me, I would have picked that song. I found love for me. Darling, that Ed Sheeran song.
Oh, I love it. Baby, you going to fall in love. Yeah, you and like an alligator.
The mayor been like, hey, first of all, step off my woman. This is my princess girl.
Princess girl.
Baby, you are princess girl every time I'm in the car driving. You are saying passenger princess, and you wave out the window like Princess Diana. You go, I'm princess girl.
Hey, you know what? Cut me a little bit of slack. Yes, the rumors are true. We addressed it in the last episode. I am a passenger princess.
You are.
But it's because you like to drive more and you get stressed out when I drive. Please, can you make it public that I'm not a bad driver? I'm a better passenger, but I'm not a bad driver.
You're not a bad driver. You're a slow driver. You're a coastal grandmother behind the wheel for sure.
I am safe. You are the most important thing in my life, and I need to make sure that you arrive safe.
Oh, you're my princess girl. And I'm going to put you in a beautiful ribbon green sequin gown tonight and bring you to every single door on this neighborhood and say, hello, this is my princess girl. And then we're going to kick down this Airbnb.
Oh dear God, you guys. Okay, let me wrap this up.
No, I love this story. Keep going as long as you want. I love it.
Alicia Alligator's snout was bound shut to avoid any premarital mishaps. That's literally what. I don't know if it said that or if I put that in there.
You put that in there.
I may have. And later she was put into a white bride's costume and taken to town hall for the blessed event. After the wedding, the mayor dances with his bride to the sounds of traditional music.
Beautiful.
As the dance winds down, the king, nowadays represented by a mayor, plants a kiss on the snout of the princess girl.
Listen,
and so it was.
Who are we to judge? Okay, this is definitely something cultural. I think it's a really cute, funny story. We're not making fun of it. I think it's just cute and funny.
Yeah, it definitely was clickbaity. So I was like, obviously, I need to find out about that. And I feel a little more educated now. I would love to see video footage of this. If I can scrape any up, I will put it in. I would love to hear the song that they were dancing to. And I would love to know why the bride is an alligator.
Yeah, why has she got to be a Cayman girly?
Yeah, I don't know.
All that to say is I just am really big into tradition. I love any sort of tradition at all. And it seems like a really fun thing for the town to celebrate and to commemorate a peaceful unionization of two groups of people. So Cayman girl, go princess girl.
Yeah, I'm all for unionizing. Another question that's just popping into mind. They've been doing it for 230 years. Is that 230 weddings since the year that it happened? Is this an annual tradition?
Because that's hurtful. Because if the mayor is marrying a new Cayman princess girl every single year, it's like, okay, what do we do to throw out the other princess Cayman?
I wonder if it's every time they have a new mayor, a new board hearing.
We have to see how long the term limits are.
Yeah.
We're going to get on the MexicanGovernment.com website, search Princess Girl initial dress because we need to see that, and also how long the term limits are, because I love my Princess Girl, and if she's being thrown to the side every year, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, where does she go after this? Is she like put up in a penthouse like the ducks were in that
No,
hotel?
They simply untape her and they put her in the backyard and say, go girl, go be a Princess Girl somewhere else.
Yeah.
Sad. Justice for our Princess Girl Cayman.
I love how we just like made up the entire end of that story. We have no idea.
Well, everybody, we reached out to her team and she is going to be doing her own Princess Cayman tour through Camp Shady Birch.
On a little parade float.
Oh my God. She's going to come by every single cabin. You guys all get to dance with her and we're allowing any song. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor.
You get to pick the song, but we have to do like a 30-second limit because we have a lot of campers here.
Uh-huh.
And we gotta get through the day. She's gonna have to take a couple coffee breaks. She's gonna have to take a bathroom break.
She's a star.
She's a star.
I love this story.
Okay, so that's that is my morning announcement. What have you got for us?
Mine's also animal themed.
Oh God.
Animals at the camp.
Yeah.
Okay, so this article came from KTVU Fox 2. The author was Catherine Stodder. Thanks, Kathy.
Catherine's daughter?
Catherine Stodder.
Stodder.
Yeah.
You see where I was mistaken.
So billionaires offering dog nanny job with $127,000 a year salary pulled after a surge in applications.
Oh my.
So an American family is living in the UK, right? And they put up an ad for a live-in dog nanny that on like LinkedIn for $127,000 a year American, but like they're in the EU. Maybe it's pounds.
Euro.
No, well, they're in the UK, so it's pounds. So $100,000 a year in pounds, but that's clearly more than the US dollar is right now.
That's how I feel after drinking on one mudslide.
Exactly. So they put it up for like a couple weeks and they had to pull it because it had like a couple hundred applicants for this like incredible opportunity. And then like a local news station around there found out about it and they went from 300 applicants to 2,000 in like a couple days.
Yikes.
And they're like, we simply cannot read this many emails. We're pulling down the job posting.
Was it a Yahoo email?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure there was a couple Yahoos in there.
Mm.
So I want to let you guys know about a couple like, I don't know, like what they were looking for, right?
Please.
So they put it up to this like really fancy agency called Fairfax and Kensington. And this was like the first role of its kind for this kind of like agency. And the salary connected it was so unheard of that they said even a vet would never get paid this much money like in that area, which is really unfortunate.
That is unfortunate, and I'm curious as to see like what this person's gonna have to do, or do they have to do like the anal gland squeezing?
They don't have to decompress or depress or whatever that's called.
Espresso.
We're in express. You're right.
Express the gland.
Let's not talk about that right now. They're just so nauseating.
I know, but you guys, can you just imagine? I feel like if I had my gland expressed, I would just feel like a changed woman.
Okay, well, you can go to a doctor doing that because I'm not expressing your glands. I promise you.
All
that.
right.
Maybe Sandwich will.
Maybe.
Sandwich could do that for you.
Okay.
Sandwich is behind the camera. Oh, he's nodding. Oh, he's saying no. Stop asking him that. Okay, so this is a part of the job posting, so we know what some of the responsibilities were. Unparalleled care and attention. I also require that, so I don't think that's too much to ask for. I personally require unparalleled care and attention.
You do.
Okay. This care and attention entails feeding, me,
Okay.
grooming, me, coordinating vet appointments, vaccinations, and health checkups. None of that's that crazy, I feel.
No.
That's like pretty standard, I feel, for this kind of position. Develop a personalized exercise routine and schedule for each dog to ensure they receive the appropriate physical and mental stimulation.
Okay.
That seems, once again, pretty fair for that amount of money. Travel with dogs, both domestic and international trips, to ensure their comfort and safety throughout the journey.
Okay, now a little red flag. Quick question. Not to cut you off, but like, how often are we traveling here?
Well, babe, they're like billionaires. So like billionaires aren't just like keeping themselves like by the coffee table. Like they're on the go.
Okay, so it's giving like drop everything now, meet me in the pouring rain.
Yeah, you're a live-in dog nanny. Like you don't have a life. Like this is your
An
life.
assistant.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And have the ability to handle sensitive information with the utmost discretion and confidentiality.
Now,
this isn't about the dogs anymore.
No, what is this about?
I'm sorry. If you're surrounded by billionaires, you are hearing sensitive information. You're signing an NDA.
Yeah, 100%. There's offshore banking.
Mm-hmm.
There's cheating scandals.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And we don't know what kind of dogs these were or the kind of people who they were. It's an American family though. But someone said a source close to like the posting did release that they were large breeds.
Like a caiman.
Yeah, they're two caimans. They weren't even dogs. This was the princess girl. That's what she went after.
Oh
my God, the story's connected.
I would love that for her ending.
Oh, and her little green sequin top.
Okay, so how many dogs are we talking here?
Two dogs.
Wow.
Yep. So guys, if you're looking to do a big job change and you're based in the UK or willing to travel for work, this job posting it's not available anymore, but maybe if you call Kensington, maybe Fairfax and Kensington, you're like, hey guys, I really want to do this.
What do you call? Okay. Yeah, if you're looking for a new job in the industry, sorry, this one's no longer available.
Well, hey, the sky's the limit, and that's what I'm here to tell you.
So did they hire somebody or no?
Babe, they're billionaires. They're not going to tell us what they did next. We're even lucky to get this much information.
I'm craving that next chapter.
Isn't it funny that billionaires post job postings on LinkedIn? It's like, we're closer to billionaires than we think.
Grab your bug juice and bear spray, campers. It's time to pack it up and take a hike.
Welcome back to Take a Hike. This is the part where we bitch a little when we tell something to take a hike.
We haven't taken a hike since we've been here.
We haven't. We've been taking leisurely strolls.
Yeah, I need to put some hiking boots on and go into the woods and say, I hate this.
Did you bring hiking stuff?
I can hike in anything, barefoot even.
I brought, oh God. I have Crocs and slip-ons aplenty.
Yeah, you do. Well, what are you telling to take a hike this week?
So the other night, something happened in the middle of the night that was frightening.
Do tell. Is this spooky or scary?
I kind of briefly told you. It was terrifying at the time.
Yes.
So you were asleep, and I was awoken.
No, I liked waking up.
I was
I was wakened up I was wicked up in the middle of the night. It was kind of spooky.
I was waking up and I woke up. So I was awoken. I was awoken by my cat, Buffy, who we did bring. Oh my God, we didn't even say that. Buffy's here.
Yeah, Buffy's here.
She made the entire journey with us. She wasn't loving the car. If you guys are on Patreon, patreon.com/campcounselors, you would have already seen the vlogs featuring a lot of Buffy. People are loving her. They're like, Buffy runs this Patreon. And I was like, you know what? She kind of does.
Well, she was in a wig at the end of that video, and people were flipping out.
Yeah, it was really
cute. Go on
Okay.
Patreon. Anyways, keep going.
So I was okay. So she's like making noise, and sometimes she does that, but here she's been a lot calmer. And I put her little bell on her, so I just hear her little bell, ding, 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 and I hear her trying to like jump up at something on the wall, and I don't have my contacts in, and it's really dark, but it's just light enough for me to see something on the wall that's about the size of a deck of cards.
Ew, wait, that's a really great visual. See, that's the size we need for the Cayman. I'm gonna keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I can't really see what it is, so I turn my light on,
Mhm.
and it's a fucking moth.
Ew.
The size of Texas.
Ew.
If Texas were the size of a deck of cards. And what are moths attracted to? What have we learned from Taylor's version of Better Than Revenge?
A moth loves a match.
A moth loves matches.
A light source.
So it flies at me when I'm realizing what it is. It's already like its wingspan is coming towards me. It is so scary. I'm trying not to wake you, but in retrospect, I really should have just like woke you up. And it lands on me, and then it flies back away, and I can't see where it is. And I'm like, okay, well now I'm up because I cannot comfortably, for the life of me, rest my head on this pillow knowing that there is a giant moth. Are those like normal around here?
I think moths are everywhere, babe. I don't know what that one must have been. Hey, it's had a plentiful harvest this year.
This was
She's been eating good.
Princess girl of mothhood.
Oh, congrats!
So I set up a trap because I am smarter than moth kind. I put my flashlight on my phone, and I lay it down on the floor in the hallway. And then I go to the kitchen and I grab one of the little Tupperware containers, and my plan worked. The moth lands on my little phone, and I catch it with the thing, and I let it go outside. If I would have killed it, like I don't want to be like, oh my God, I didn't want to kill it, but like had I done that, it would have been a bloodbath in here.
It would have been juicy.
Yeah, and I was not ready to do that and clean it up.
You could have woken me up. I feel like if I would have woken you up in solidarity, that I needed your support. So thank you for handling that alone. But I wouldn't have been upset that you woke me up by that. That would have been like
I can't believe you didn't wake up. I was making so much noise.
Listen, I'm a heavy sleeper.
Yeah, it was really scary, but I saved the day, and that was the biggest moth I've ever seen in real life.
That is terrifying. When my Nana used to tell me, God rest her soul, the original coastal grandmother, Judy. Judy told me that one time when she was like growing up, she went into an attic of her and my grandfather's like first home or whatever, and there was a bat up there, and it flew into her hair and it got caught in her hair because it was like the 60s. Everyone had big hair back then.
And then
the moth was stuck in her hair, flopping around.
How'd she get it out, or did she just wear it as a brooch?
So when I was a little baby, the bat had decayed into her skull, and it was almost her crown.
Ew.
No, I'm joking. I don't know, babe. It probably just flew out. I don't know what happened next.
That's scary.
My grandfather kept hitting her with a baseball bat. She was bludgeoned.
Oh my God! Don't say that. That's sick.
I'm joking. God rest Judy's soul. She would have loved this podcast. Oh, I miss my Nana. But a bat flew into her hair.
Yeah, that's scary. That's a bat. Bats in the belfry.
Did you used to play with bats when you were younger?
That's a very weird question. I didn't expect to be asked today. No, I did not. Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Me and my brother used to play with bats in the backyard. We had this driveway when I was growing up in Westport, Massachusetts, and it was a classic lollipop driveway. Does that make sense?
Like a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, like a personal cul-de-sac.
Okay.
You've heard of personal pizza?
Yeah.
Okay, personal cul-de-sac. So it's stop. Okay, stop. So so it's in the backyard. It's a stone driveway. It's not gravel. It's stone. Gravel tiny. This is stone.
So big old rocks.
It's a rock driveway.
Okay.
So at dusk, the mosquitoes, like after the sun's gone down, but it's still light out. Is that dusk?
Okay.
Yeah, because dawn's in the morning.
Obviously.
Dawn's in the morning, dusk at night. So these bats, they would take a nosedive to get these mosquitoes. People are afraid of bats, but who's eating the mosquitoes?
The bats.
Yeah, who's getting rid of malaria? The bats, everybody. Okay, so be good to bats. So the bats.
Well, they did also start COVID.
Bats didn't start COVID.
Oh, did we debunk that?
Oh, the bats did start COVID, didn't they? Here I am defending the bats, and they started a global pandemic.
Well, neither here nor there.
So back in my day, we would throw rocks up from the driveway into the sky, and the bats would detect them via sonar and think they were
Oh my
mosquitoes.
God, they do have sonar. I
Yes.
forgot they're as blind as bats.
Yes. So we throw the rocks up in the air, and they would dive down over our heads, and then when they got close to the rock, they'd be like, "Oh, you're an idiot," and they'd swipe away. But we used to play with bats.
So they
I
would
know-
just come and swoop down, and you would just like duck and be like, "Look, Jackson, look."
We would scream. Ah! It was just fun.
That sounds like fun. Maybe we could do that tonight.
So I think when things are flying at you and you're aware and you're provoking it, it's more fun. But if a moth is attacking you in the middle of the night, that's scary.
And then it also kind of sucks too. Like, have you ever had that happen to you with like a centipede or a millipede or something? You see it when you're like about to go to bed, and then you can't. It like scurries away or something, and you like don't
Yeah,
see
you
it
can't.
again.
You can't.
There's no comfortability.
You know, we're not talking about enough. That needs to take a hike. The
What?
grossest bugs of them all.
Earwigs.
Earwigs are
Ew,
so
I knew-
gross.
I knew you were gonna say that, and I saw one out by the trash can today.
I know, because earwigs are aplenty out in this part of the state.
I have not seen an earwig in many a moon.
There's never been a pretty earwig. Like, if you
No.
were born an earwig and you believe in reincarnation, you did something really bad.
Okay, but what if it's an earwig wearing a wig?
Oh, an earwig's wig.
Yeah,
I want to see an earwig wearing a green sequin top,
Princess,
like Princess
Girl.
Girl. No, so I'm going to talk about that for the rest of my life. No, earwigs are really gross. So, would you rather the moth flown onto your face or the earwig with wings?
Do earwigs? They have pinchers, right?
They do, but I don't know if they pinch you. They just kind of have them for like show.
Yeah.
Such show dogs, those earwigs are.
Yeah, it's like they're threatening, but they're actually not taking action.
Yeah, like this is ornamental.
That's what it is. Has no real use. I would say probably an earwig. It was big. It was big. I didn't have my contacts in, and I could see from across the room how big it was. That's scary.
Yeah, well,
Because I'm as blind as a bat.
I'm glad you let it go. That was really sweet of you because I would have squished it.
Again, I'm telling you, I wasn't doing it to be a martyr and be like, I wouldn't hurt a fly. But it looked like it was filled with juice.
Well, Buffy was trying to do her job. She's just short. She couldn't get up there.
Yeah, she tried to jump up on the windowsill and she fell again.
Buffy has 9 lives times 1,000, and she's down to her last 4.
Also, this house that we're in has a cat door that goes down to the basement, but I just really don't want her down there because she like has never explored like a back basement area. And it would be nice to like put her litter box down there, but I just don't trust her because she's not agile like her father. But she discovered it when I walked past it. Like the first few days she paid it no mind. And then I closed the door and she saw it swinging and she was like, let me check this out. And now she is nothing but annoying with it, scratching at it constantly. I wrapped it in tinfoil because I read online that cats don't like tinfoil. When you were downstairs, I came back up. She had balled it into a ball and wrote on it in Sharpie. It said, fuck you.
She did that?
She did that.
See, that's the thing with Buffy. She's really good with a pen and paper.
Yeah. Okay, so what is your take a hike?
My take a hike is earwigs. No, I'm joking.
This should be. They're nasty.
My take a hike is we watched this movie, you guys, and it was called ICU on Netflix.
It sounds like intensive care unit. It's like ISEEYOU.
Yeah, it's like I see you
Yeah.
through the window, like that kind of ICU, guys.
Mhm.
So it's called ICU, and they had this concept called frogging. Have you guys ever heard of that? Frogging.
Spell it for us.
PH, first of all, already annoying. PHROGGING. So frogging with the PH. Ugh, I hate things with the PH. It's just like grow up, use an F.
Is that in the... Yeah, come on, Philip.
Philip with an F is so feral. Feral Philip.
Feral Philip FF.
So frogging is, by definition, the act of secretly living in another person's home without their knowledge or permission.
Scary.
Let that sit for a minute. Okay, this took a very scary turn. So in this movie on Netflix called ICU,
Spoiler alert. But oh well. You're fine.
someone's living in the house without their knowledge. It's still, if you like scary movies, watch it because there's a lot of things that
there's
I'm not
more.
talking
You're
about
right,
in
you're
this
right,
movie.
you're right.
So I didn't know it was a real thing. I thought Netflix created this term. I was like, this is a really stupid term to make a movie about. And then I like Googled it. Lifetime's already had 1 season about this show.
What's it called?
Frogging.
Oh.
Frogging in my house. Oh my God. You go on Lifetime, they got the show Frogging. I haven't watched it yet because I'm terrified.
So
There's 10 episodes. And everyone's a different episode. 10 instances. People living in people's home without their knowledge. So you guys, they're not trying to steal anything. The goal is just to evade your like awareness. Coexist. Like hide in the closets, in the air ducts, in the eaves.
Yeah.
In the eaves.
So I think in the movie, I think they were talking about like it being a thrill-seeking thing, which is really disturbing. It's like how do people find a thrill in that? Like you can't come out till nighttime and you just have to be quiet during the day. I can't be quiet for like 20 minutes.
So frogging is similar to squatting, except the frogging involves the living in an occupied property. So it's like not fun for them unless someone's actually living there. And it seems like it typically happens in like larger homes. Like that's what the movie was kind of depicting. But then I watched a couple clips on YouTube about people with their real life experiences. Not fucking Netflix, real life.
Yeah.
And people were living in apartments and they're being frogged.
Ew.
I know.
I remember seeing, and I feel like it was somewhere in the UK, but it really wasn't that long ago, like maybe 2015 or 2016 or something, where this guy had like things had gone missing or like shuffled around in his house in the middle of the night, like when he would wake up in the morning. So he set a camera up, and when he watched it back, like there's actual footage of a woman coming out of like the ceiling tile, coming out of the pantry and like eating food and then going back up.
I remember that video. That was like a viral video.
And it was real.
Yes, that was frogging.
That is frogging.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
I remember that. That probably inspired the Netflix movie.
Probably.
Oh
but I think
my
that,
God, yes.
that situation I don't think was thrill seeking. I think it was like a homeless, mentally unstable woman who was living in the ceiling.
When I was watching the stuff on YouTube,
Go
it kind
on.
of always seemed like the frogger had some sort of mental illness.
Mm.
And maybe they're using that as like a plea to not get actual like serious criminal charges.
Yeah.
But like one guy, it was crazy. Like this guy comes home from work. He notices there's upstairs lights on and there's a woman in there. The guy literally knocks at his own office door. He's like, hello. And she's like, who is it?
Ew.
I know. And then she's like, Dave said I could be here. Dave said I could be here. He's like, who's Dave? And she's like, this is my home now. I've been here for 3 days. Dave said I could be here. She calls 911. They get her out. That was one. Another one, these 3 college students are living in this apartment and they're noticing things kind of going missing. And it always starts with like a missing mug, missing food.
I know about this one.
So this girl, she's in her closet and she's like, I'm really like specific about the way I put my clothing away. Like it's all color coded. And she's like, I was missing my denim. And it was the light denim. And they found, and like these girls all had very dark hair, like black hair. And in their drain, long blonde hair.
Spooky.
So they found, and then eventually she found him in his closet. Her closet.
It was a man.
A tall, lanky, skinny, creepy man with blonde hair. And she had a picture of him on her iPhone of him like with the police in the room, and he's like sitting on, he's like with his knees against his chest.
Oh my God.
In her bedroom.
In her light denim.
So it's not like these people typically aren't like trying to hurt you.
Yeah, they're just coexisting. I don't know, but
That's hurtful. That's
support
emotionally damaging to me.
So let me talk about this really quick. So we had watched that movie shortly before coming to this house. And then I'm reading a book. It's called The Housemaid. No spoilers. I highly recommend you go read that book. I absolutely loved it. Great twists, great turns. But it has to do with a housemaid and an attic that locks from the outside and like being trapped in an attic and all this stuff. So then we get here. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see behind Zach where he's sitting. Sorry, I know I'm like putting you on the spot right now, but there's a staircase that goes up. There is no upstairs in this house. That goes to the attic, which is locked. And we can't figure out how to get in there. And the other night we're sitting on the couch and we heard what I thought was Buffy scratching at the door. And you pointed and she was laying across the room. And we definitely heard a noise.
Baby, it was the central air.
We heard a noise.
It's the central air.
So weird things have been happening around here. The gate was open twice, and I remember closing it and locking it.
Okay, we're not doing this right now, okay? Because if I'm being frogged, I'm going to die. I've never been afraid.
They're probably listening right now.
I've never been afraid of like paranormal stuff. It just doesn't scare me because I believe in ghosts and I believe that they don't hate me and I don't hate them and we coexist. I'm afraid of real people and real things. And you know, my biggest fear in the entire world is being abducted.
Yeah.
But people don't typically abduct 28-year-old thick men. It's usually, I'm not their demographic. I'm a little heavy. I'm stocky. You know, I'm not easy to throw over your shoulder. But I still am afraid that my small petite figure could be thrown into the back of a van. So now I have to be afraid of if someone's in my closet. And I don't want to make you guys paranoid, but if I'm scared, you have to be scared with me. That's how this works, guys.
Yeah, that's a great take a hike. I'm not a fan of that either.
But if you do like scary movies, like watch that one. I See You on Netflix. If you don't watch it.
Do you think the new counselor likes the top bunk or the bottom bunk? Over.
Either way, I'm giving them my boondoggle keychain. Over. Welcome back to Camper Crush of the Week. This is the part of the show where we talk about what we've been crushing on, something that's been alluring us. It's pretty much the anti-take a hike, I would say.
Yeah, it's the part of the show where we tell you what we love. It's time to make it a little more positive in this room, y'all.
Okay. So my camp crush of the week is the Sunsetter retractable awning.
Ooh.
You guys, if there's one thing I've been seeing around these parts, it is a Sunsetter retractable awning. And this is not sponsored, although it should be. But we need a couple more of these in our lives. You remember that?
Yeah, they definitely went away. They were really big in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I just remember the infomercial and the fact that I know that their motorized Sunsetter retractable awning is their most popular option. And it does come with a remote control included in your purchase.
Depending on where the sun is in the sky, you may want it lower, you might want it higher. There's a lot of variety with it.
Funny you say that, because literally I wrote down on the website, it says, it's so versatile. You can open it up, quote, a little, a lot, or all the way.
I love technical terms like that.
Do you want to know what I really like about the Sunsetter retractable awning?
I need to know what you love about the Sunsetter retractable awning.
So the support beams are tucked up under the awning. So you get a full 360 panoramic view of your gorgeous, very own unmowed backyard.
Oh, wow. That's the best site in west of the Mississippi. He literally asked me before he started this segment, he goes, just please play along. Please play along.
And you're doing such a great job. But literally, can you just picture it? So you're outside sitting in your backyard. You get a 360 view of that gorgeous, gorgeous grass that you haven't mowed. You're in your gingham dress, a sensible cork wedge. You're sipping on a mudslide, perhaps. And you're comforted by the cool shade that is offered to you by the SSRA.
Yeah, this is not giving Coastal Grandmother. This is giving River Gam Gam.
You're right, it is. But I saw one the other day and I was like, hey, that is a Sunset retractable awning if I've ever seen one.
It's a fantastic concept if you have a great patio.
Hey, this is what Belinda Carlisle meant when she said heaven is a place on earth.
What does that mean?
Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. You know exactly what that means.
They tried to get the rights to that song for the infomercial and they just couldn't do it.
They just simply couldn't do
They
it.
couldn't settle on a number.
But speaking of settling on a number, if you guys are interested, you can call toll free to 1-800-322-5131. That is, I'm pretty sure their actual number. If they charge you, don't tell. This is not sponsored. I'm just being silly because I'm feeling silly, sassy, and goofy. And I love an SSRA.
What's the SSRA?
Sunset retractable awning.
Oh my God, you love to make anything an acronym if you can.
AAAIYC.
What does that mean?
Anything's an acronym if you can.
Okay. Love that.
Yeah. So, what are you crushing on?
I'm crushing on a person this week. I'm crushing on Molly Shannon,
Oh,
the comedian. So the book I read this week was called Hello Molly, which is her memoir. And it was just like the most perfect, easy page turner for me. I'm a big fan of memoirs.
yeah, you flew through that quickly.
Yeah, I'm not really into fiction reading. I can be if I really want to be. Like sometimes once in a while I'm into it, but I like to read about real people. It just I like to learn.
Mhm.
And Molly Shannon's that girl for me. So she was on SNL in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I was really curious how someone from like her like really like normal beginnings in the middle of Ohio like got to be on the biggest comedy stage in the world.
I didn't know she was from Ohio.
Yeah, which she even described SNL as like the Harvard of comedy, which I like think is such an interesting way to say that. And I just found it to be awesome. Like she just like she grew up there and she kind of hustled and like doors weren't open for her. She opened her own doors, you know?
Mhm.
She hustled, she scammed, she did whatever she could do to make sure that people saw her. And I found it to be very inspiring.
I love her in Superstar.
I know if you've heard of Superstar, if you've seen the skits on SNL or you've seen the movie, like Mary Catherine Gallagher is like the character in that skit. And it was so interesting to see how like her life story and like growing up in Catholic school and the people she met there like all influenced her characters. And that's how I kind of feel about my character work.
I
And
was just gonna say that.
yeah, like I love doing like bits with characters. And for me, I learned a lot about how she approaches it. And like I read that book and then made a great skit like the next day that did so well. And I feel like I found some of like what I was doing inspired by like how she approaches her characters.
Yeah.
So it was really important for me to read, and now I'm on this kick of like reading comedians' books now.
I forget what we were doing. It might have been like a waiter or a waitress or something, and we overheard something, and I was like, that's a character study, and you already had your phone out writing it down in your notes app. Do you remember that?
Yeah, even the woman that we met last night at that bar.
Who?
The woman that came up behind the bar last night behind Kira, and she had the pink sequins on.
Yes.
What was the thing that she said? I have it in my notes.
Yeah,
She was like something about like baseless accusations.
Yeah.
And I literally wrote her one quote down. I'm like, oh, I'm turning an entire character around about this woman I just met for 30 seconds, because it was like she stopped me in my tracks.
She was covered in glitter and had a briefcase.
She had so much to say with not a lot of time.
Literally. And she sat by herself and she was in a rush for nothing.
Yeah, I love that. I love that about her. So I just like love Molly Shannon. I feel like she's just amazing. And she's so nice, and people say great things about her.
Yeah, I love her.
So if you love a memoir about someone's childhood, and like it kind of is a little sad, the beginning is sad. I don't want to tell you like how like what happened in her childhood. It's like sad, but like she turns trauma into comedy and like doesn't let that stop her, you know?
Yeah, it's a coming of age.
Yeah.
What's the book that you're reading now?
I'm starting Seth Rogen's Yearbook, which isn't really a memoir. It's more of like a collection of short stories. It had a lot of good reviews on Goodreads, and it's hard to get good reviews on Goodreads. People are like insane on there. They're very critical.
Yeah.
It's almost unfair. And I don't like the 5-point scale. I like a 10-point scale.
Yeah. Or an 11-point scale like the UV.
Yeah. Well, they're playing their own game.
Why does the UV scale go up to 11?
I think they had it at 10 initially, and they're like, oh, wait, it's even worse than we thought. Global warming.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. It makes sense though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Well, Goodreads is out of 5, and I feel like it's really hard to rate something out of 5.
What would you rate Molly Shannon's, what is it called? Shannon Magooby?
It's called Hello Molly.
Hello Dolly.
Like Hello Molly.
Right.
Yeah. Out of 10 or out of 5?
I would say give me an out of 5 and then out of 10.
Out of 5, I would give it a 4.5, and out of 10, I would give it an 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's like, is it going to be like, is the writing the most incredible, like life altering, like vivid writing ever? No, but I would rather read a good story with not the best writing than a bad story with good writing.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? I want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And that's why like some books are like, they're so dense. It's like, but for what? But for what? I don't want to be like, feel like I'm in school right now. I'm using this as a place to escape and relax.
That's what I'm currently reading.
Firefly.com.
A Flicker in the Dark, because The Housemaid was so good, and I want to read the second one. I didn't know there was a second one, but I'm like waiting for my friend April so we can start it together. But this book, A Flicker in the Dark, it's not bad, but it's just so many unnecessary descriptors. I don't care about the buttery yellow pollen on the top of your car. Just tell me you're getting in your car. It serves its purpose in some instances, but it's just filling up the page.
It's overkill.
It's filling up the page. It's overkill.
Yeah, and that's why. But I don't think you're loving this book.
No, but I'm gonna finish it. I'm halfway done.
Yeah, you are, and I think you should finish it just to say that you finished it. But like, not every book's gonna be the best book you read.
The fact that my bookmark right now is in between 2 pages that are on the same chapter, I usually stop after the chapter, and I'm like, can't wait to read the next one. But I was like set with the chapter.
Yeah, you're like, I'll come back when I have the energy.
Yeah, so I will. But I'm glad that you're loving Molly Shannon.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know how Seth Rogen goes.
What song's been stuck in your head all week? Welcome to Camp Songs.
Music, songs, sounds, the noise around us that brings us together. That is Camper's Song of the Week. Does that make sense? I was trying to give like National Geographic.
Oh, I thought you were going for music on demand.
No, and see, then I really missed the mark because you weren't even picking up on my like David Attenborough tone.
Oh no,
It's okay. I'll workshop that one, guys.
Okay.
Welcome back to Camp Songs, everybody. This is the songs that we've been listening to all week that we're obsessed with, and we want you guys to know about it. And like always, the songs are available in the link in the description on our Spotify playlist that is secured now. You haters, back off. And on YouTube.
You leave her out of this.
I'm sorry. What's your song of the week, babe?
My song of the week is Signed, Sealed, Delivered, in parentheticals, I'm Yours, by Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
I love that song. Can I sing the opening bars for you?
I would love that.
So, you know what a sitar is?
Yeah, of course.
So I didn't know that, and it totally makes sense that that's the instrument that they used was an electric sitar.
I lied. I didn't know what it was.
Oh, it's like I'll play it for you, and not the instrument, but like a clip of the instrument. You'll be like, oh yes, I know what that is. So I never knew that they had an electrical sitar, and I'm a fool for that. But it's like, bow, 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 bow. Oh yeah,
Okay.
like a fool I went and stayed too long. Now I'm wondering if your love's still strong. Ooh baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered. You were off on that.
Babe, let it be known. People are going to see what the snaps were. You were trying to speed through it because you don't like to sing. You always like to sing fast.
I was out of breath. I was trying to do it in one
You
breath.
always sing a little faster because you just want to get through it. I want you to really take your time with it next time and enjoy singing for
There
the
was a
campers.
moth.
They like when you
It
sing.
distracted me.
No, the campers like when you sing. Don't switch the topic. I was snapping on beat. I know I was.
Okay, well, I'll hit
Signed, you delivered. I'm yours.
misheard lyrics. My brother thought it was "Sky is the limit. I'm yours."
It's definitely not what it is, but I can see how he would think that.
Yeah, it can definitely. I feel like "Sky is the limit. I'm yours." I feel like that could be interchangeable, but it is the opening song in Now and Then, which you finally watched.
Yeah, I loved it. I didn't like the adults in it. I liked the kids in it.
Yeah, I think they were just going for as many names as they could because the girls, I mean, Thora Birch and Christina Ricci.
Carried.
Yeah, I think all the girls did really well, but I mean, notably, they were like the only two.
Well,
Notable
Rosie O'Donnell at the
actresses.
end was like, "Arr." I'm like, okay, Rosie, like we need more than just like you grumbling.
The fact I was surprised that she is a lesbian after watching that movie. I remember being like, Rosie O'Donnell's a lesbian? I'm like, duh.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Rosie O'Donnell present herself not as the way that is giving lesbiana.
Yeah, a lot of denim.
Lot of denim smocks.
But anyway, this song this song is giving Coastal Grandmother, in my opinion. Does it give you Coastal Grandmother?
Yeah, it's giving Diane Keaton, who is the
Yeah.
inventor of Coastal Grandmothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it a lot.
It's giving Meet Me Under the Sunset, a retractable awning at 2:30 p.m. for a mudslide.
It definitely feels like a song that was made for movies,
Yeah.
for film, for cinema. If we were in Italy,
He was only 20 years old when they recorded it.
Stevie Wonder is one of those performers who is once in a lifetime.
You
Truly.
know, it makes you wonder. There's a play on his name.
Oh, I understood. I thought the
Okay.
joke was going to keep going.
Yeah, no, that was it. The joke ended
Great song.
with the dead air.
It's definitely
I'll work on that.
yeah, see, you
we'll
got to workshop that one. I'll workshop the beginning of that bit.
Perfect.
Yeah, I like
okay,
that.
so what's your camp song?
My camp song of the week is Sheryl Crow, everybody. I had her as my episode 1, and now she's back for week 44. All I want to do is have some fun. I got a feeling that I'm not the only one.
That was
First of
really
all,
good.
I am so talented.
You're a crowhead.
It's crazy. Do you guys remember how the song starts? Hit it. This ain't no disco. It ain't no country club either. This is L.A.
This is L.A.
She is a hot ticket. So this song came out in 1994, a year before I was born. I love Sheryl Crow. She makes me think of summer because, like I've said before, my parents were really big into Sheryl Crow. Very of the time, I guess,
Yeah.
as well. She was really popular at that point.
Yeah,
anyways.
Sheryl Crow is not a Christmas album girl.
No, but she does have a Christmas song.
What is it?
I don't know. I'm sure she does.
Oh,
Sher-
with Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh.
Have a Rosie Christmas.
Oh, she's on that album?
She's on the second one, I believe. Another Rosie Christmas, which were my two favorite Christmas albums of all time.
Oh, I love that. Maybe Rosie O'Donnell can be your next song of the week.
Oh, that's a great idea, maybe.
Well, Sheryl Crow came out in the song in 1994, and it was
Mhm.
kind of her first big commercial success. Like her big, like kind of like boom, boom, boom. Like, oh, this woman's like around to stay. Like it really blew up everywhere.
Okay.
Comparatively to like her other songs. And I learned a lot about it that I didn't necessarily know, which I found really interesting that I want to share with you guys because I was actually shocked. So do you guys know how like the classic like all I wanna do is have some fun? Like that's what everyone thinks of. But if you ever like can remember like how the rest of the song goes, I've always found it to be really funny because the verses are kind of like, I don't know, like beatnik spoken word. Like it always like didn't really sound like her other songs. I liked it, but it's really weird. I'm gonna read you a couple lines because it's like all I want to do is have a little fun before I die, says the man next to me out of nowhere. He's a purpose of nothing he says. His name is William B. Billy McAbuddy. It's like, what are you saying?
And why are you saying it?
Yeah, like it's just, and he's playing ugly to me. And I wonder if he's ever had a day of fun in his whole life. Like, it was just like so, like, I don't know, like weird.
Yeah.
But then I did some research and it all makes sense to me now. So the verses of this song are actually a poem by Wynn Cooper. And it's entitled Fun. So every verse is like his entire poem called Fun. And he wrote this poem in 1987. And he was writing it with his like writing partner / buddy, Bill Ripley. And that's when Billy said at the bar at that time when he was with Wynn, he said, all I want to do is have a little fun before I die.
That's the Bill she's referring to.
Yeah, that's the Bill he's referring to.
Ah.
And that's like the start of the entire song. It's like after she's like, this is LA. That's not the song.
Yeah.
It's when it starts, all I have to do is a little fun before I die. Like that's the start
Yeah,
of
I
the song.
wonder what brought her to say that part.
Well, I think because Sheryl Crow had been writing this song at the same time called I Still Love You, and she was really unhappy with its lyrics, but she used the melody of that song in this song, All I Want to Do. So Sheryl Crow's producer one day was out in Pasadena and like kind of near the studio that they were like writing this album for, and she passed this like, I don't know, in like a thrift store, this like book called The Country of Here Below. And it was like a used bookstore, and that was Wynn Cooper's book. And he found that like poem in there and showed it to Sheryl Crow, and she was like, "Oh, I love this. We should make this into the song." Contacted Wynn Cooper. He was like, "Go for it, girl. I'm obsessed." Wynn Cooper only printed 500 copies of this book. It wasn't like a major book.
Right.
He was kind of like unknown.
That's crazy. That's like right place at the right time. It's like, that is kismet.
And the entire song was a commercial hit. It was like a major success. And then like Cooper considerably had a lot of royalties from this, and it helped him promote his book. But after the song became popular, Ripley brought an unsuccessful lawsuit against Cooper, Billy Ripley, the guy that partner, for some of the song's royalties, which didn't actually work.
Literally, which brings it back to the lyrics. I wonder if he ever had a fun day in his whole life.
Exactly.
It kind of sucks.
It ended their friendship.
Wait, that's actually crazy. There's a lot more to that story than I thought there was gonna be.
It makes more sense now because it doesn't sound very Sheryl Crow-y. I do love it. It was a poem that she turned into a song and in turn launched another person's career, which I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Now, I guess I would have to re-listen to it. But is anything about it really LA based or like Los Angeles-y? Because then she wrote the chorus that wasn't in the poem, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, until the sun comes up over Santa Monica Boulevard. Like, why are we name dropping LA Santa Monica Boulevard?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it doesn't have anything that's not LA. I think it's just very like,
I guess,
general in the sense.
interesting.
Well, check it out, guys. Both of these songs are available on our playlist on Spotify and YouTube, linked in the episode description.
Yes.
And I think that's it for our first episode in a different setup. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to be here for the next couple of weeks, so tune in for more summer antics. This is really summer camp now.
Yeah, oh my God, for real. And I'm going to be vlogging stuff for us. We already have one out. I'm going to be doing it every week. So you can go to patreon.com/campcounselors for bonus content, bitches.
We love that. And with that being said,
Lights out, campers.